everyone and welcome back to my Adobe Photoshop series 2 filters of Photoshop, where I have already been talking about the other 4 kinds of filters, that is your stylize filter, your noise filter, distort filter and your blur filter. Today we are actually talking about the blur gallery. It's like any of these, if you pick, it will get you all of them into one single blur. I'll just show you now, and yeah, let's get into the video. I've actually opened here a few of my images, like this is a tree with different colors, a night mode effect, another video, another picture of it. So as usual, what we do in my other videos, if you want to view the other videos, I will leave the link here at the top. You can have them, you can look at to them, and yeah, I've been just spoken about the other filters in that. So I'll just select each layer and Ctrl+J for duplication. Each layer, the reason why I duplicated, so that I can show you the before and after settings, like before applying to the effects, whatever the filters, whatever we are working on, and the original of the image. So here I have come back to my first picture. I will just shut down the original image and I'll stay on to my new layer, that is my copy layer, and I'll go to filter and I will actually go for blur gallery. See, you pick any of these, he will get into all of them together. So I'll go for field blur, and you can see he brought me into another box. This is actually a different box. He's not with the original. And what does field blur actually does is, you just need to pin him somewhere. Just pin him there, and if I increase the blur, he takes the blur from that point. You can see wherever I'm clicking, from that point he's taking the blur outward. Did you see that? And now if I click the blur here, the blur is actually happening from there. You can see at the top here the blur is happening and the fish face is still visible. Whereas if I click onto his eye, and if I blur, see that area is being blurred. So field blur is, you select which field you want to blur in and you can go for it. Along with all of these, the iris blur, the tilt, shift, the path and the spin, all these blurs are there in your list also. And along with this, you have some effects here, like if you want to add noise to it, you can add it. You can see the noise has been added. Control plus, see the noise. If I reduce the noise, you can see it's much clear, right? Now same thing, if I add in the noise, you can see the blur has been added up. You can actually specify to what extent do you want the noise, the percentage, do you want it to be the size of the blur, how rough you want it, we want to make sure that people will be visible, or you want just a little tiny, or the color, if you want to highlight the blur more at the top. Actually, in short, it's all about the blur and the noise what you want to apply on. I just switched it off. Now that is about your field blur. I'll switch it off and just go back to my iris blur. Okay, I'll go for Control minus so that I go back. In my iris blur, see, it's same thing. I'll just click onto his head, and except that area, what all is at the back, he has been blurring. See? It's like that. You can use it for purposes where you want to show that head is coming out of somebody's TV or somebody's bag, table, cupboard or anything in the phone. Nowadays photo manipulation of such kind is very in trend for 2020. So you can try it out, and this is how actually it works. It gives a very cool effect. Wherever you click onto it, it will start from there. Now if I click here and if I start the blur, you can see that area is left out and the blur is actually happening. So yeah, you can try it all that blur. So that is your iris blur. And if you really want to see how actually it will look after the blur, so what I'll do is I'll just click here on this head. Wherever you click, the blur actually automatically updates it. So you see, that is how the blur is happening. Now if I say okay, it will update it and it will show me how actually this iris blur will look onto my picture. And yeah, so here it is showing how actually the blur will look when I click onto the back part of the fish, and the blur actually take place around it, leaving that area and your face area, because I had clicked here also before, so he didn't blur this area and the fish area. Wherever you click, he will not blur that area, and the rest all the areas will be blurred. Now we'll go to the and we'll try other blur. So we'll go again back to blur gallery, and this time I'll go for tilt shift. Anyhow, it will come back to the same thing. Now what is tilt shift is, wherever you click, now imagine I clicked here, imagine I clicked on his head. Okay, now if I increase the blur is actually happening but in a rectangular form. See, he's actually leaving that area. If I increase the distortion area, you can see the blur nature, how it's actually happening. I'll go for symmetry, so whatever is happening below is the same at the top. See that? See the blur effect, what it actually is doing. Now if I reduce the blur, the rays, so it's actually like a rectangular form. You can click wherever you want and the blur actually happens like that. You just want to keep your middle area in the focus and the blur should be happen on both the sides. This is how the tilt blur works for you. Alright, next blur is actually called as the path blur. Again, if I enable it, and what this path blur actually does is, I can just click anywhere. See, if I click here, 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 you can see the way the blur is actually taking place. I'm just clicking it around and round, and the blur is taking place in that direction. So that was your tilt shift blur. Now we'll go for another video, another picture, and here I'll show you, I'll go for this picture and I'll show you the other filters. So I'll go to my filter, it's already selected. We'll just make this into a smart object. Right click and convert into smart object, and we'll go to filter, filter gallery, and this time we'll go for path blur. So now what path blur does is, you can just go for basic blur or a flash kind of blur where it is like more like a motion finish. You can specify what blur you want to do. Either you want to trace, edit the shape or anything. See, I clicked here and then I clicked here, clicked here. See the way I am drawing, the blur is taking place in that direction like that. So whichever area you click, the blur will take place in that direction. Then you can speed your blur thing. And this is how the path blur actually works. Whatever effect you want to do it in whichever area, like it does, if you don't want the blur to be there in all the area, but in some area you want it to be like a popped out kind of effect, then this path blur gives you such kind of effect. So we'll just say, right, so I'll just select the layer, go to filter, blur gallery, path blur, and yeah, you can just select, and this is how your path blur ultimately turns into. Now the last blur is another in your blur gallery is spin blur. Okay, so I'll just go to this image, I'll right click and convert into smart object, and I'll go to filters, I'll go to blur gallery, and I'll go for spin blur. I'll go for spin blur. What spin blur does is, you can see a small kind of spinning effect is done. If you want to increase it bigger or smaller, you see the blur actually you can use it for your own purposes. So now if I click here, I can do there also. There is two blurs now. If I click onto this cloud, there is one more blur. If I click onto this cloud, there is one more blur. You can use it for your effects like that. Now if I click onto this one, on the blur itself I can do one more blur. So this is actually the spin blur. Now this is the effect of each one. If you want to go, he is available only on the three of them. Okay, this is how the blur works. You need to pick which blur you in. Okay, so the last is actually a spin blur. So we'll go to the filters, we'll go to blur, and we'll go for spin blur. And the moment we are here, so I'm in my spin blur, and you can see when I click, it actually blurs around it, right? And now if I click again, there is one more blur here. If I click here, there is one more blur here. If I click here, another blur. Now it's already there right now. In case if I increase it, you can see it actually gives the effect like as if a bubble has happened. And then if you want to undo it, you can do it from here, and all the blurs are gone. Now again, if I give a blur here, and if I increase my blur, so this is how it happens. Someone here, which is half in, half out, this is how the blur happens. And once you're done, you need to press OK, and the blur actually will be applied onto your picture. So these are the different blurs what we learned. We learned about the first blur what we learned about was the field blur, and field blur is wherever you put your pin, that area will not be blurred and around that area will be considered as the blur. And I had put a pin here and I had put a pin here, and the blur took place in only those two around those two positions. And then we went to the next one, that is iris blur. It's just like wherever you click and around it completely it will be blurred. So I clicked on this fish, so he didn't blur this area, and around the area has been blurred. The next I went for this blur, that is my tilt shift, which I can get it from here. It actually blur the below and the top area without blurring the fish. And then this is the last blur, that is your spin blur. The spin blur gives you blurring around it, and you can actually increase it to your whatever angle you want. This blur is called as my path blur. I can specify how the blur I want it to go, in which direction, and the radian. So these are all the filters in my blur gallery. I have already spoke about the blur filters in my previous video. You can have a look at the end of the video. I will put it on the screen. I leave the link in the description box also, and at the top also the video link had come in the entire run path of the video. I would like to thank you all for taking your time out to watch my videos. And yeah, in the next video I will be talking about pixelate, and further on we'll go for render. So for till then, take care, and thank you so much for all your support and encouragement. It means a lot.